According to Sri Sri, there is an intimate link between our thoughts, emotions and pattern of breath, and which attributed to the new, not new, came back few years back, the PINS, psycho-immuno-neuroendocrine system, which affects from head to toe. Sudarshan Kriya purifies at the cellular level and energizes you to untouched by the stress. इसमें नहीं आएगा क्या? इसमें screen नहीं show होगा? Okay. So now what are the components of Sudarshan Kriya? Sudarshan Kriya, it has the short Sudarshan Kriya and the long Sudarshan Kriya. Short Sudarshan Kriya, we have to do it daily. We follow it for about half an hour. Only half an hour may be preceded or followed by the yoga sessions. And the long Sudarshan Kriya, which the short Sudarshan Kriya is of 30 minutes duration and long Sudarshan Kriya is 85 minutes duration, which have to perform only once in a week. So it's so powerful. Usually we do it on the once in a week. Sudarshan Kriya is a now I'm audible to all of you? Okay, thank you. So no need. Sudarshan Kriya is a cyclical breathing and performed in sitting posture with spine erect and practiced under the guidance of trained teacher once in a week. 5 components. The first is the 3-stage pranayam. In Ujjayi victorious breath, Ujjayi breath is the slow deep inhalation and exhalation at regular intervals. 4, 4, 6, 2, 4 inhalation, 4 hold, and 6 expiratory exhalation followed by the 2 breath holding. Its duration is 9 minutes roundabout. Second is the Bhastrika Pranayama, is a bellows breath. We have to do it the 3 rounds of rapid and forceful exhalation 20 times in each round. Now followed by the Om chanting 3 times with very prolonged expiration. It takes around, the duration is 2 minutes. And during each and every pranayam, like 3-stage pranayam, Bhastrika Pranayam, we have to take a pause. About 30 seconds pause. In the end, the Sudarshan Kriya is the 8 cycles of breathing at low, medium, fast pace for 20 minutes for the long Sudarshan Kriya. And in short Sudarshan Kriya, it takes about 10 to 12 minutes. Now the last one is the Yog Nidra. It is the common part of both the components. Rest in supine pose for about 25 minutes. So this is the postures for 3-stage pranayam. This is the first stage first. You can see they are the Vajrasan. We have to sit in the Vajrasan. First stage, second and the third stage. So these first stage, it increase the ventilation at the lower lobes of the lung, and then middle lobes, and the third one, it ventilates the upper part of the lungs. Bhastrika Pranayam, it's a rapid and forceful exhalation. See, similar position, Vajrasan, with loose fist besides the chest, and inhalation, when we inhale, hands go up, and with exhalation, the hands come down. And then followed by the Om chanting in Sukhasana. So both the three-stage pranayam, and the Bhastrika, the posture is Vajrasan, because in this posture, the energy flow is very much. These are the details of the this Sudarshan Kriya. Now, what is the effect of Sudarshan Kriya? So, where research was done at the AIMS, New Delhi, NIMHANS, Bangalore, and Bangalore Medical College, by the contribution of the various departments. Benefits of Sudarshan Kriya. Ujjayi Pranayama. What does it do? Ujjayi breath. It increases the RSA, respiratory sinus arrhythmia, by increasing the parasympathetic influences. Bhastrika increases the capacity of the sympathetic nervous system, and it also, the Bhastrika also balances the three dosas. According to the Ayurveda, the diseases occurs only by the imbalance in the Vata, Pitta, Kapha, which is the nature of our body. So whenever there is an imbalance in these Prakriti, our nature, then the diseases occurs. It calms the mind. And Om, the effect of Om results in physiological alertness, clears our vision, slows down the heart rate, relaxes body and organs, and channelizes the energy. Now the effect of Sudarshan Kriya, holistic impact, it covers all the dimensions like physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. Physical benefits, as we experience it overcomes the body fatigue, improves health and well-being, make you energetic, strengthens the immune system, reduces cholesterol levels, reduces joint reduces joint and body pain, and benefits the weight loss and gain. It is seen that the physical stress or any physical stress, moreover, it causes the accumulation of lactic acid. And by doing the Sudarshan Kriya, the lactic acid is significantly decreased in these police officers who are undergone the physical training. So blood lactate was measured in such individuals, and there was a marked fall, confirming that Sudarshan Kriya induced a state of relaxation. And this study was a very earlier in late 90s and 2000. That's why now the sample sizes has been increased very much in nowadays studies. So the brain's gray matter, it is very, I'm not used to this, increases the brain's gray matter, greater creativity, greater mental focus, greater clarity of the mind, induces better quality sleep, enhances brain function, and promotes a sense of quietness to the brain, brings the valor to manage the challenging situations. These are the effects at mental level. Now the psychological benefits. It reduces stress, reduces anxiety, relieves the depression, increases self-confidence, improves self-esteem, prepares for unknown future, reduces aggression, increases the secretion of the feel-good hormones like the serotonin, aids in identifying the problems, promotes the lactation by increasing the prolactin hormone. In menopausal women, it is seen that it shows the improved antioxidants levels. This slide showing the significant effect on reducing the post-traumatic stress disorder. See these are the blue color bar diagram shows the control, and the purple violet is a sky group which have done the group who has done the Sudarshan Kriya Yoga. So this is the first week. before Sudarshan Kriya, and after the 1 week, there is dramatic decrease in the symptoms of the post-traumatic stress disorders, and 1 year after the Sudarshan Kriya. So there is, these are the control ones, and this is the which are practice the Sudarshan Kriya Yoga. They cause the reduced, very much significantly reduce the post-traumatic stress disorders. This study was done in the Iraq and Afghanistan veterans. For students, so this is the college, so many students can get benefited by learning and practicing this very short 30 minutes, 25 to 30 minutes practice. It brings the enjoyment in the study. Their focus is increased, reasoning power also increased, in strength of the vagus nerve, and now the another theory is the polyvagal theory, because the vagus nerve is the longest nerve which innervates so many visceral organs in the brain. So it stimulates polyvagal theory propagate by the Dr. Braun. It activates the vagus nerve, enhances the lymphocyte count, decreases clinical depression, reduces everyday blues, reduces clinical anxiety, and reduces cortisol, which is the stress hormone in patients with addiction, leads to healthier blood pressure, and reduces the post-traumatic stress disorders, increases antioxidant enzymes like SOD and the catalase, positively impacts the gene expression also, benefits the treatment of cancer, and improves the level of vasopressin. Effect on immune system. It is seen that in cancer patients, there is an increase in the natural killer cells, NK cells. This diagram shows that initially these are the normal SKP normal subjects, and these are the Sudarshan Kriya middle one, the Sudarshan practitioners of the Sudarshan Kriya, and these are the cancer patients. So there is the NK cells so much increased in practitioners in Sudarshan Kriya and by the after the study. So these are the showing the difference in NK cells. Spiritual benefits. Spiritual benefits, besides calming the mind, it intensifies the yoga and meditation. Deep and restful meditation happens after the practicing Sudarshan Kriya, and liberates from the emotional and physical knots that hold them down. Renders a deep inner peace after doing the Sudarshan Kriya. It calms the mind and resulting in the deep inner peace. Social benefits. Number one, social benefits, it improves the interpersonal relationships, which is the most common cause of their disputes and mental conflicts. It improves the sense of responsibility towards self and surroundings, improves the sense of community living, and motivates the peaceful living in the society. The influence, physiological role. What is the physiological role of Sudarshan Kriya? It influence of Sudarshan Kriya on physiological functions. Number one is in the neurophysiological model for vagus nerve stimulation pathways. Sudarshan Kriya Yoga is a specific sequence of varying breathing rates separated by brief periods of normal breathing. This is the main crux. The modulations in the breathing, slow, medium, and the fast pace. It is results into the various functions of the physiological functions of our body. 3-stage pranayam, as I have said earlier, Ujjayi breath, it improves the ventilation of the different lobes of the lungs. Ujjayi practice makes the practitioners feel calm. And because of this very slow respiration, it increases the parasympathetic stimulation. Bhastrika causes the autonomic sympathetic activation and CNS excitation on EEG with activation of temporoparietal cortical areas, producing rhythms that are similar to gamma frequency bands hypothesized to reflect the synchronization of neural assemblies. even seen in the sleep disorders, there is an increase in gamma and the delta waves. Scientific studies on Om chanting suggest that the mental physiological improvement in physiological alertness, increased sensitivity as well as synchronicity of certain biorhythms, and an increased sensitivity of sensory transmission. SKY causes the vagus nerve stimulation and exerts numerous autonomic effects, including changes in the heart rate, improved cognition in Alzheimer's, improved bowel functions, and so many visceral functions. Hyperventilation and their unilateral stimulation of the vagus nerve, which to stimulation of thalamic nuclei, resulting in quietening of the frontal cerebral cortex. EEG on practitioners of Sudarshan shows that the significant increase in beta activity observed in left frontal occipital. Beta activity is increased, and alpha activity is also increased. Increase in alpha activity was demonstrable in both the hemispheres with interspersed persistence of beta activity. This indicated a state of relaxed alertness. So we can experience the relaxed alertness and heightened alertness by doing the Sudarshan Kriya. And this functional NMI shows that the past pranayam. So this is the pre-kriya. This is the showing the increased blood flow by the past pranayama, and this is again showing the spectral power in various bands in Sudarshan Kriya practitioners. This again the increase in, as I've said, the gamma, beta, alpha. So these in practitioners of Sudarshan Kriya, there is a beta and the gamma brain frequency. Also, this topo plot also shows that the delta, theta, alpha, beta, gamma activity, but there is a very much increase in beta and gamma waves. This again shows that the before Sudarshan Kriya, this was the different five waves shows this configuration, and after Sudarshan Kriya all the waves are increased. See, significantly there is an increase in all the waves, delta, theta, alpha, beta and the gamma. The influence of the, so after this neurophysiological, what is the influence? The effect on, yes. Sudarshan Kriya mainly exerts its endocrine effect by modulating the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, and it releases the prolactin, vasopressin and oxytocin via the vagal afferents to hypothalamus and anterior pituitary. Oxytocin, as we know that it enhances the feelings of bonding and affection between the mother and the child. It is associated with parasympathetic stimulation and is involved in the regulating the HPA axis. There is a significant decrease in the cholesterol level. This is the baseline. The blue color bar shows the controls, and the red ones they shows the sky. After 6 weeks, there is a significant decrease in 13% after 6 weeks. With no change in the diet. Now the therapeutic potential of the sky. What is the role of the sky in stress, anxiety disorders and depression? The Sudarshan Kriya is an antidote to stress by physiological contracting the sympathetic effects, and it rapidly improves psychological and physiological symptoms of post-traumatic stress, including insomnia, nightmares, anxiety, depression, hyperarousal, overactivity to triggers, and experiencing emotional numbing and social withdrawal, loss of appetite and angry outbursts, etc. Anxiety, depression and PTSD associated with NSF overactivity of the erratic activity and PNS underactivity. Evidence suggests the yoga breathing normalizes SNS activity, sympathetic nervous system activity, and increases the parasympathetic nervous system tone as indicated by the heart rate variability by the various research. This is the decrease in clinical anxiety, significant decrease. Now see same results in clinical depression, non-clinical depression. So even without with the drugs, see with antidepressant drugs this is the result, and with clinical depression with the SKY there is a very much decrease in the depression score. Now the next fourth role of the Sudarshan Kriya seen on the alcohol. They contributed to the effect of to get rid of this tobacco addiction and alcohol addiction. Now the effect of stress hormones. This is stress hormone cortisol. This study research was done at the AIIMS. We have the three groups. Group 1, which practiced the Sudarshan Kriya. Group 2, which practiced, and the group 3, which only practiced the music. So there is a decrease in, this is the orange one, the top one, this is the shows only the doing the listening the music, and this is doing the Sudarshan Kriya, and this is again for the long run. See, there is a decrease in cortisol, decrease in cortisol hormone with consistent. So these are the three groups with regular AOL practitioners, beginners, and also. So this is the regular ones, blue one, and this is the beginners. And top one, this is the listening to only the music. So there is a decrease in cortisol, a hormone as a stress hormone, which leads to relaxation. Now, oxidative stress and antioxidant enzymes status, there is a significant increase in the blood levels of SOD as an indicator of the antioxidant status, and reduces the plasma malondialdehyde, another indicator of the oxidative stress. So there is an increase in the antioxidant enzymes seen in the Sudarshan Kriya practitioners. This is the ventilatory exchange during the long Sudarshan Kriya. There is a respiration. This graph shows that the solid graph shows that the modulations in the respiratory rate. So this is during on the horizontal axis, these are the various phases of the Sudarshan Kriya. In between rest, this is the pranayam 1, 3-stage pranayam, and this B1 is the Bhastrika, Om chanting, and the various phases, cyclical various at various speeds, slow, medium, and the fast. So there is oxygen consumption. This is the blue one, shows the carbon dioxide production. This is the oxygen, and this is the ratio of the CO2 and the O2. Oxygen consumption and CO2 production significantly during very low, very slow ujjayi breathing, and decrease during the cyclical rhythmic breathing. And ratio also the CO2 and O2 is significantly in last 7 to 8 cyclical breathing of the long Sudarshan Kriya. So this ventilatory at the top, there is an average heart rate. There is a fluctuation, so it is seen that the respiration, it trains our cardiac system. So this is the heart rate. This is the respiratory rate. And these are the various time domains of the HRV. So SK1 induces the cardiorespiratory synchronization and ventilatory variability with low, medium and the fast pace. Voluntary transient episodes of the high, low and high frequencies, they enhances the oscillation in the HRV, resets, and this oscillation they resets the autonomic nervous system, indicative of the better cardiac health and prepared us for better metabolic responses and emergencies. Sudarshan Kriya practice yoga induces resilience along with the physiological and psychological relaxation of the and emotional well-being. This is the study which was done on the sleep. There is a it shows ESS score is the sleepiness score, effort sleepiness score in the during daytime sleepiness. So this shows that this blue shows the ESS score at 0 weeks and the brown ones at the 8 weeks in sky group. So the very much increase in various acts, that Q1, Q2, Q3, they are the various steps, like the person is sitting and reading and they feel sleepy, like they are watching TV. And at the person 8, at 8, the person is standing, sitting in the car, like in the traffic light and filling the fuel, they may sleepy. So there very much increase improvement in the sleepiness nature of the person at the at the 8. Like they are caught the traffic light or in filling station. And there is minimum change in when the people are watching TV. So this improvement shows that the Sudarshan Kriya may be very much useful for sleep disorders. This shows that there is improvement in ESS scores in obese person. So there is very much significant increase in obese person. Now coming to the end. So as we have seen that by only the practicing the half an hour practice daily Sudarshan Kriya, we can improve our health and in all domains, physical, mental, spiritual and social. So medical science, we are concluding, the medical science is currently rediscovering and validating the many of the ancient health practitioners from the traditional yoga culture. SKY is one of the novel practices that is undergoing extensive research to show it as an evidence-based treatment. SKY has been reported to be effective not only for treating the stress and anxiety, but also for the post-traumatic stress disorders, depression, stress-related mental illness, substance abuse, and rehabilitation of criminal offenders too. So this is the effect of social effects on our society. SKY practice, as we know that it's a cost-effective, well-tolerated tools that can be easily integrated into diverse community care models. SKY relieves stress and develops an individual's mind, body, spirit so that they can be happier, healthier and possibly even longer lived. In the competitive modern world in which the stress and anxiety are part of everyday life, adding its time-honored, evidence-based breathing program like the Sudarshan Kriya may facilitate a healthy life. These are the name of the resource person and references from which I have this noted down and summed up. So thank you all for patiently listening. Thank you very much. The take-home message is whatever we are doing, like Sudarshan Kriya or many, we have to be regular. Thank you all.
Over to the chairpersons for their special comments, please. Thank you, Dr. Lalita Chaudhary, for this very excellent but extensive research you have done for this. So, really grateful to you. So, in my mind, there are two questions. I am also a regular of short Sudarshan Kriya exercise, and at times I can go for the long walls. Do you think that before going to the Sudarshan Kriya, we should do our medical examination or this thing?
Yes, ma'am. This is very much mandatory. Nowadays, just if you remember, ma'am, before we are going for the registration, we fill up the form. And we have to mention, do you have any clinical health conditions?
So, first time I have all this medical examination, I think all the persons which are included in the session, they must have gone through this form and medical examination.
Yes, ma'am. They have to fill up the form, and sometimes I have seen in my as I am an art of living teacher, I have seen sometimes they euphoria. It's nothing, but convulsions. So it is contraindicated for epilepsy patients, and
I think latent epilepsy that can be activated.
Yes, ma'am. It can be by the hyperventilation that may precipitate. Yes, ma'am. So before doing this, I must say you must fill up the medical form. And you have to be not like this epilepsy and seizure disorders. They may precipitate. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Lalita, for such a giving us a comprehensive view about the Sudarshan Kriya. And I think in this today's hectic lifestyle, I think our students should be, it's a great privilege that we have introduced our students to this beautiful form of the therapy, this beneficial form of therapy, which they may later adopt. But I think we should inculcate our students into this so that they are able to better handle the stress.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there any such effort being taken by
ma'am, abhi kya hai, this is because free courses are for needy people, like slum areas, and we don't give them that Sudarshan Kriya. Long and short we don't give. Though only for the such pranayam, and but it's very much effective in those persons. Maybe even simple the meditation, Ram meditation, any meditation, they get very benefited. But for this, because it's a, ma'am knows, it's a minimal charges, but I know it's a minimal charges, so I have requested to our ashram for like जो ट्रस्टी हैं कि उनको ऐसा कर दें कि थोड़ा सा जो हम स्टूडेंट्स को करा सकें, because in government colleges it's very difficult to contribute, not much amount, but because जब तक वो सर experience नहीं कर पाते मैम, they don't feel the value.
Exactly.
Otherwise
they should be made more aware of it, because we have seen students having lot of stress. Even the first year medical student, when he comes to the hostel, he is not able to adjust to the hostel life. And I think as compared to when I was a student and when I see the students today, they are more stressed, I should say.
Yes, ma'am.
So I think some effort or some awareness campaign should be regularly introduced, and some lectures should be taken for
Yes,
the
ma'am.
students so that they learn this art of breathing also.
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Should initially.
Physiology पे हम focus ना करें, something more about the benefits about.
Yes, ma'am. लाइक जो ये जैसे कि मेरी एडवाइस है कि जैसे जो हेड ऑफ द इंस्टीट्यूट है, दे कैन जो फर्स्ट वीक हमारा फाउंडेशन कोर्स है उसमें वी कैन इंट्रोड्यूस, बिकॉज इट टेक्स ओनली 3 days टू लर्न. लॉन्ग सुदर्शन क्रिया 2 days रेगुलरली, थर्ड डे सुदर्शन की शॉर्ट सुदर्शन क्रिया करा के दे कैन प्रैक्टिस. सो वी कैन इंट्रोड्यूस इन द फाउंडेशन कोर्स, एंड बिफोर like we can start continue this practice either before or in that. Like, but it's a more beneficial in the morning hours, because in the evening I have seen so many, we are tired, so as we do the practice they go to sleep. So it's better to
That's a very good suggestion, because yoga we have put up separate slot
Yes,
in the
ma'am.
foundation course, but including this in the foundation course is a very good suggestion.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you for highlighting something which may be not known to many. I think if this thing has so much of physiological changes and this thing has so much of clinical benefits.
Yes, sir.
This
yes,
should
sir.
be more and more
And
studies
these
should
are
be.
the only the iceberg.
Yes, yes. If,
So many
so many
researches.
changes are there, so this should be part of usual medical practice.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
More and more studies should be conducted that this can be incorporated in usual medical practice.
Yes, sir. When I have seen the effects, I was doing the residency. I have advised a student who he was sitting in the examination hall, sleeping. During the exams, he was sleeping. मुझे नहीं आता कुछ. फिर मैंने उसको कहा कि जैसे मैंने 2004 में I have learned the सुदर्शन क्रिया, मैंने कहा कि तुम you go for this. He went and उसके बाद उसने बताया कि he has done committed 6-7 times suicidal attempt. And उसके बाद में after this he cleared all the exams. He got the this radiology in Maulana Azad Medical College. I have seen, and the one of our neurosurgeon in Meerut, again they come with the palpitations and he was taking the treatment at names for palpitation, all that. मैंने कहा तुम सीधे ये करो. तभी मैंने किया था तभी तो I was very new. तो उसके बाद में उसको इतना benefit हुआ, and even after doing this the both like his wife and they are doing the very well.
Yes, it may be especially beneficial in the field of psychiatry. It's so
So
beneficial.
it's an adjunct to the various therapies
It's
here.
not part of our usual medical practice. This should be incorporated. It is so beneficial.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It should be incorporated.
Sir, it is incorporated in AIMS Delhi. They used to prescribe do the Sudarshan Kriya, short Kriya. Because जो डायरेक्टर थे इसके रोटरी कैंसर इंस्टीट्यूट डॉक्टर विनोद कुचिपिल्लाई, he is a hematologist. She was a hematologist and ex-director of Cancer Rotary Hospital at AIMS. Nowadays she is doing the research at the Ashram Sishri Institute. So she has done a lot of work. All the AIMS study research is behind only the contribution by the Dr. Vinod Kuchipillai. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Any further queries from the house? They are welcome.
So they are hungry. They are waiting for lunch. So thank you very much for patient listening. Yeah. So very good. Hana, you must. It means, yeah. Good afternoon.
Om chanting does mental alertness, and even mental Om chanting does create mental alertness. I want to ask that any sort of mental thoughts we occur in our mind, mental alertness will be there. If we will say just, for example, repeat any name, for short of if I will repeat the things I had done in the day, in the morning or afternoon, then mental alertness will be there. What is the difference between that Om chanting and other
Yeah,
particular
very much difference. I think I have heard the Dr. Anuradha, she has written a book on Om, so she will guide you better. But there is a, the mantra. Mantra क्या होता है कि जो मन को ताड़ दे. Any मंत्र, ओम नमः शिवाय हो, कोई भी मंत्र जो मन को ताड़ दे, यानी कि मन के जो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स होते हैं ना, उससे वो परे हो जाए. और ओम चैंटिंग क्या है कि ओम इट्स नॉट अ मंत्र नहीं है, ये साउंड है ना, विच ओम विदाउट एनी वर्ड्स. ओम जब व्हेन यू चैंट इट, अभी जैसे मैंने बोला ओम शांति, वो कुछ नहीं था, लेकिन जब व्हेन यू इंस्पिरेशन एंड फॉलोड बाय द एक्सपिरेशन, प्रोलॉन्ग्ड एक्सपिरेशन 3 times, और उसके बाद में डिफरेंट मॉड्यूलेशंस में आप कर सकते हो, एज यू विश, स्लो, फास्ट, मीडियम. इट इज़ वेरी मच इफेक्ट. सो इट काम्स एंड अभी प्रैक्टिस करना है तो मैं अभी सेपरेटली अब मिलोगे तो मैं मतलब कैसे चैंट कर सकते हैं ये मैं बता सकती हूँ. तो ये है, तो वो डिफरेंट है, इफेक्ट दोनों का डिफरेंट है. जैसे हम मंत्र चैंट करते हैं कोई, तो वो ठीक है, वो मन को तो शांत करेगा, लेकिन इसीलिए सारे मंत्रों से पहले ओम है ना. इट्स अ साउंड, नॉट मंत्र.
But both things will cause mental alertness, and it will add on to mental relaxation as well.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thanks, ma'am, for taking us through such. lovely details of this effective Kriya, and that too with evidences, proofs and researches. That's the best part, I guess. And thanks for motivating and encouraging us towards this self-transformation and giving us the way to improve our relations and to infuse vitality and calmness amidst the chaos of everyday life. And I really wish to add that the best part is the suggestions being given by the chairs that it should be a part of foundation course in the medical stream, but I guess it should be added to the IITians as well and the students who are preparing for the entrance. They are really stressed out and they are committing so many suicides. Every day we are getting those kind of news. So this might help all of us and all of them. So with that, I request our chairpersons to present a memento of appreciation to Dr. Lalita Chaudhary, please. A round of applause, please. The thunder of claps, though we are less, should vibrate the hall. Please. Ajay is going to click at least till he is satisfied, and we all can enjoy that. Thank you, Ajay. Thank you, ma'am. Health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. And I believe all of you would agree to me that food and health are intricately connected. Food to an oversized extent defines our life. Apart from being a source to win the heart of our partner, it provides essential nutrients, influences our weight, impact gut health and immune system. It determines our mood, behavior, mental health and social well-being. It plays a significant role in prevention of diseases like diabetes, hypertension, heart diseases, and so on. Many researches are coming up which unveils the importance of whole food plant-based diet in preventing and even reverting such illnesses. So to unleash the power of plant-strong nutrition for chronic disease correction, I would like to invite our next speaker, Dr. Sanchita Bhattacharya, ma'am. May we have you on the stage, ma'am, please. Ma'am is MBBS PG Diploma in Preventive and Promotive Health, Apollo Hospitals, Education and Research Foundation. She is internationally certified health coach from Symbiosis, Canada. She is founder director Holistic Health Center for Integrative Medicine, New Delhi. She is holistic health physician for chronic disease management and reversal. She is holistic health expert for AIMS, New Delhi. She has been a speaker at leadership seminars, USFN and EduTalk 2019. And she is a member of Delhi Medical Council and Physicians Association for Nutrition. Over to you, ma'am.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, distinguished guests and speakers and the delegates and students. It's a wonderful privilege to be speaking to all of you here today on this platform. I'm going to talk about unleashing the power of a plant-strong nutrition for chronic disease correction. So let me start with the quote. This is a favorite quote of mine. To find health should be the objective of the doctor. Anybody can find disease. And today, with so many diagnostic tools at our hand, it's easy to diagnose the disease. But perhaps what some of us doctors are lacking is actually helping the patient regain his health back again. So let's look at today's lifestyle. Why has the society become so unhealthy? It's because there's a diet which is high in animal proteins, dairy fats, sugar and refined carbohydrates, a sedentary lifestyle that most of us lead today, chronic emotional stress, widespread breakdown of social networks and community, and smoking, alcohol and drugs. What are some of the common complaints we are hearing nowadays from many people? Getting up in the morning feeling tired, not adequately rested, feeling a lack of energy throughout the day, chronic headaches, multiple medicines people have to take every day, feeling aches, pains in their joints and muscles, falling sick frequently, not able to sleep easily, feeling bloated, uneasiness in the stomach, and feeling anxious and depressed. Today, poor diet kills more people globally than tobacco and high blood pressure. Earlier, it was tobacco which was the #1 killer in the world. Today, it's our poor diet. Nature is a great teacher, and observational studies and evidence-based nutrition. So let me just talk about myself. A few years back, I was suffering from acidity, migraines, fatigue, weight gain, and depression. Because of certain personal challenges in my life, I was getting very depressed. And medicines were not really helping me. So I decided to explore the world of nutrition and decided to change my lifestyle and diet plan. And it was amazing. In 1 week to 3 months' time, my acidity disappeared. Actually, my acidity disappeared in 1 week. My migraines became less frequent. I got back my energy. Depression went away with a change in diet, meditation, and exercises. Now let's look at nature science. And here I'm going to ask you students a question. If I took you to an orchard and you saw delicious fruits hanging from the trees, apples, mangoes, bananas, chikus, whatever, what would be your natural instinct? Anybody? To pluck them, to eat them, right? How many of you agree to that? Yes, when we see, colorful fruits or colorful vegetables even hanging from the trees, a child's natural instinct is to pluck it and eat it and get it to his mouth. But if you were to see a chick or a hen run down the road or a lamb frisking by, would your mouth really water? No. It's only when we prepare them, when we cook them, when we flavor them with spices and other things, is that when we want to eat these animal-based foods. So we have to understand what instinctively we are really meant to eat. Again, if you look at these 3 pictures, these are the 2 pictures above are of wild animals, zebras and lions, and the below one is of a group of people. What is the difference you see? In the above pictures, you see that animals in the wild, they are also surrounded by a lot of food, but none of them are overweight. However, we in the communities today, we see a lot of obesity in India, abroad, everywhere. So the question is, are we omnivores or herbivores? Maybe we should re-question this again. Because our teeth is very much like herbivores. We have these teeth for grinding, for chewing food. While omnivores or the carnivores, they have these sharp canines by which they pounce on the prey and they tear up the flesh and eat the flesh, bones, blood, everything together. But ours is more meant for eating and grinding food, which is more of plant-based foods. Even if we look at our digestive system, the length of the digestive system is very long in human beings, while in carnivores it is very short, because meat putrefies in the digestive system. So the carnivores, they have to get rid of the meat very fast, otherwise it will putrefy in their body. And something like that happens in us when we are ingesting a lot of animal-based products, because our digestive system is long. Now let's come to some observational studies. There are certain blue zones in the world, if you've heard about them. These are places where people live the longest and they're the healthiest. They live very healthy till they die. These places are there in Japan, Italy, California, Greece, and Costa Rica. And what is their lifestyle? We see that these people are very family-oriented. They hardly smoke. They're socially very engaged. They're very community-oriented. They're physically active throughout the day, and they are predominantly on a plant-based diet. 90% of their food is actually plant-based. 5 to 10% is animal-based. Now let's come to evidence-based nutrition, and this is one study I'm sharing with studies today, hundreds and thousands of research showing the benefits of a plant-based diet. But I chose this study because it's a huge study of 96,000 participants, and it's a very long-term study which is still ongoing. were health conscious meat eaters. In this study, all the groups were very health conscious, which meant they were not on a regular basis, but the kind of food they took were different. So if we compare health conscious meat eaters in the CVD rates, we find that there is a 20% lower rate of CVD among LOV men, which means lacto-ovo-vegetarian men, which means they are on a dairy and an egg diet along with plants. While it's 42% lower among vegan men. Vegan means they're totally plant-based. But there was no significant difference in women. The risk of hypertension similarly was found